of nails pulled off this barn here. I mean, this bucket is completely full of nails minus a pair of pliers in there. What's up, everybody? My name's Casey. I'm a farmer here from West Texas. Today is January 13th, and today's the day that we are going to start to detach this horse shed from the Quonset barn. This Quonset barn was built in 1952 by the U.S. government as a storage facility. This is a heavy-duty Quonset barn. It's all metal inside. It's actually got a little bit of a peak at the top. It's not the same traditional Quonset barn that people are used to. The tin is fine corrugated tin, and it's actually rolled to the pitch of this barn. So it's very complex to just jump in here and redo that. The problem is we have this horse shed on the side that was added on by my granddad in 1958, 1959, when the construction of my house was done. A lot of the wood that's used inside this for the stalls was used in the den in my house. So at the same time, he must have been building this. There's been countless animals and countless family members use this side of this barn. Problem is it's getting rotted, and it's 70 some odd years old, and it's time to detach this side of this barn. That way we can rework the Quonset barn. A lot of memories here, countless animals, probably thousands of head of animals live in these pens for years and years and years. The past couple years we haven't used these pens near as much. They're so rusted off on the bottom, they're about to fall over. But it's time for a redo, give it a bit of a facelift, and get it back to where we can actually use it and enjoy it. As my kids are getting older, they really like the animals, the livestock. It'd be nice to have a place that we can hop in here and not have to worry about safety hazards because of the barn falling down. 11'9". Yeah. So I've got me a map drawn out here. Cheeto's taking the measurements, so I'm writing them down. So I got the first measurement there. That's the hardest one, isn't it? Okay, then we get the short wall. Seven, 9. Yeah. Okay, so now we just need the cross distance and then the measurement of that door. See if you can get it where the concrete slab is. "24 foot.
That's the pipe?
Yeah, it'd be 10 foot.
Okay.
By 8 foot. Okay. So I got my little map here drawn out with all of my measurements. So the interior measurements of the stalls. These are the gates. This is the width of the stalls, the tack room, and the big stall in the back. Pretty interesting. Never have measured this stuff. So kind of hate to see it go, but it's going to be to serve a better purpose and to serve the next generation of young farmers we have growing on the farm. Well, after an hour of digging through the concrete dirt, we've still not located our water line. Oh boy, it's that red clay, probably used for the foundation, partly for this barn. I think me and Cheeto's arms are already exhausted of step one. This might be a longer project than we thought. But we got to find the water line so we can disconnect it from inside to get it out of our way.
He's witching to find the water line underground, and we don't know where it is.
So after farther inspection, we've been digging holes over here through the hard dirt. What we found are old water line and old abandoned gas line. And after doing all that dirt work, we kind of thought the new water line that they ran 50 years ago would be in between here and the barn. So after me and Cheetos wore our arms out, I thought, let's pull out the old witching trick. So I'll show you how these work. You hold them like this, put your thumbs in the air, and whenever you run across something, they'll actually turn parallel or cross. So as you got the gas line there, we can walk right here, and as I get to this gas line, boom, they crisscross. So what we've been doing is walking all around here trying to figure out where to dig, and I think we need to dig way over here, kind of where Cheeto's standing. So I'm gonna walk right here, and I think the newer line they put in is somewhere right in this area. Some very scientific methods here. We got two just wires that we cut the flags off of. But I think we've actually discovered where we need to dig now, which sure helps me and Cheeto's morale. So I think, let me do it again one more time right here. And we'll figure out where we gotta dig. Somewhere right in here.
I think so.
So right here. I guess we'll see what we hit. After 4 hours of hard work, we finally located our pipe. We dug it up over here. Boy, do we got years of plumbing. So we've discovered that's where we're gonna tie our faucet in. So we gotta go hardware store. We're gonna get an elbow. We're gonna elbow this way through our little trench and put us our new water spigot right there where Cheeto's digging. And that will isolate our water situation for the time being. We'll probably have to come back eventually and redo all this when we do the barn, but we got to get it out of our way for right now. We're gonna start chopping this stuff up, put our parts together. Got a new water spigot, one of those nice fancy antifreeze. We've got success. Everything's holding. Now it's time to bust out the shovels again and finish packing in our trench.
That was tough.
Well, it's been a long day of work. Doesn't look like we accomplished much, but we got a lot done. We had a bunch of hog panels that were tied up on all these fences. Got all those unhooked and stacked. Got all these holes that we dug earlier covered back in. Got our new water line ran. Tomorrow our plan is to get in here, get this thing cleaned out, and start trying to tear it down. I hope y'all stay tuned to watch it all come down. It's going to be quite a project for us. We just have a forklift and just normal tools like sawzalls and drills. We don't have anything fancy, and definitely not construction workers here. We're farmers, so it'll be interesting. I'm excited. It's been my whole life. This is kind of needed to be redone, and now's the chance to start doing that. Second day of demo here. Cheeto's been cleaning out some. This is our trash bucket and our two good buckets here. Still got some more stuff to get cleaned out. Half of this barn is really pretty decent shape. The other half is more of a pergola. All the tin has blown off there. The wood 2x4s going through are rotted. I'll show y'all. You can see daylight through that 2x4 right there. There is still quite a bit of good wood in here, and the good pieces we're going to try to keep if we can disassemble it in a good manner. There's an old sign up here, if you can see it. You can see NO on it. They used to say no smoking because they stored a bunch of hay in this. That's why there's a little concrete slab over there that stuff's stacked on. And then you can tell there's rips in the barn here. This is from them trying to back hay trailers in here, the little fifth wheel cotton trailers. And they would stab the side of the barn and wouldn't hit the brakes and just keep going till it's too late, you know. So we got some repairs to do on this wall. That's why we're trying to get this off. And that way, when we redo this barn, we can put new tin all the way around. All this tin here was nailed on with just nails. Nail after nail after nail. Thousand upon thousands of nails in this Quonset side. And there is a lot of nails in this. We got me and Cheeto here today. Albert is out shredding. So maybe tomorrow or this afternoon he'll be done and we'll have all three of us here. And I think this project, once we get started and get a pattern, it'll go pretty quick. A pretty cool old barn. A lot of old wood in it. You know, this is all like tongue and groove style wood. And that stuff has lasted a long time, but lots of animals have lived in here. You can tell where the horses have been cribbing on top of these boards in there. And obviously this stuff was added in probably 15, 20 years ago. There was wood here and the wood is all busted. So my granddad had all this metal stuff welded in here. And my dad actually built this panel. This panel's been here, I think he said, a longer time, but you can see where they cut the old 4x4s off that went on down to the ground there in this concrete. Quite a history story here. This is another cool thing in this barn. It had a bin here, and this is where they stored oats in this little granary for the horses. And they had a little pull door here where you could just slide it up and down and you could put your bucket and get a bunch of oats in your bucket. And then they could go and feed horses there. Originally, this barn went all the way out to the Sealand container, or the horse shed did. And a big storm came up through and tore that down. And I think that was kind of the beginning of this barn going. When they repaired it originally, I don't think they got their tin put back in that corner right. And we have a lot of prevailing southwest wind here, and it's just continually pulled it off, along with these fiberglass pieces here, these sun pieces or whatever they call these. You know, these have got hailstones knocked through them, and that's where the water got in. And you can tell how bad the wood is where those fiberglass pieces were. If they would have never put fiberglass pieces in this barn, it really might still be solid. But it let moisture in, water got in, decayed the wood, the nails got loose, and then the tin flew off. So there's a mouse. So what else we get in here? Whew, there goes one over there. Well, the mouse will have to go find a new house. Pretty gross. If you're wondering why we're not just gonna come in here and repair the tin on this barn, we don't have any fine corrugated tin left. You can't get this type of tin. You can see the little grooves versus the big grooves. This is the new style tin, has the big grooves in it. And this is the fine corrugated tin, which was what this barn was made out of. And I think those are pre-rolled. They actually had to roll those pieces of tin to get them on this barn. So we don't have any of that. Even where this has been, where this old skylight was probably in this piece here. You can tell where the water over the years has just got in here and rusted all that out on the bottom. So that is the reason that we're thinking we should just take all this old tin off and have this barn completely re-tinned, going horizontal versus vertically. And that'll put this barn in good shape. And when we do that, we'll come back and add on the new horse shed And that way we can get the tin that's on the horse shed lipped up under so the water shed won't try to come down this wall. If that all kind of makes sense. These old D-rings are cool. It's where they'd have tied their horses up to saddle them. This old tack room. Got this old wooden tack room in here. Door don't work very good anymore. This is the worst room of all of them. It's all rotted. Make sure there's no critters in here. We got some old, oh, that's not old tack. That's probably just been here for 20 years, but old grain feeder, and those have been here as long as I can ever remember, these saddle racks there. It's just so rotted. The rod up there, this whole window, this has been rotted out my whole life. Man, they put a lot of nails in this stuff back in the day. 4-2, 4-2. Really dressed it up. Don't build stuff like that these days. Lasted 70 years in the elements with no updates. Well, we've got our sheets coming off slowly but surely. We're pulling the nails. It's all nailed in. And I don't know, we're all thinking, what should we do? What's the right thing to do? But I think the right thing to do, we're gonna try to keep this tin up on this rooftop that's in still pretty good shape. And that way, if we ever build a new shop, we'll use this tin from this old horse barn that's been around for forever to dress and skirt out the inside walls of the office. So that's our goal with this tin. We're not gonna throw it away because it's been here. It's kind of rusty and nostalgic. But the outside tin that's painted, we're gonna throw that away. That's trash, and there's no really reason. It's nothing special. But this has never been painted. It's a good looking interior type rustic tin, and we've got quite a few sheets of it, so we're gonna save what we can save. Some of it we're gonna have to beat up a little bit, but that's what we're doing. We're going through and we're gonna separate the tin from the wood, and then we'll address getting the wood off. Some of this wood's still pretty good wood. I know that sounds crazy to piece and part this thing out, but I don't know what we're just taking it step by step. Today, we got the front wall kind of done, and now we're gonna try to get as much tin as we can get off, and then we'll figure out what we're doing tomorrow. But there's no real plan. The plan is to take it down. So we're just taking it down as we see fit. Which it doesn't seem like we're getting much done, but boy, it's taking a long time. There's a bajillion nails. Cheeto, grab that camera and show them those nails we're pulling.
There's one on every single dome.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11 rows of those.
That's plenty.
Yeah. So instead of barn taker downers, we might just essentially be nail pullers. So we've had a good day's work here. I don't even know what time it is. I just kind of got tired of working. 5:30. We got a lot of tin off the top of this thing. It wasn't my original plan, and I didn't catch a lot of that on the video just because I was up there on some of these old rafters are pretty rotted and trying to kind of focus on not falling down. But tomorrow we'll have to pull off some more tin. We'll get some video of the tin coming off. But the old horse shed's definitely starting to look a little bit different. Well, half different because the other half already looked like this. The tin was missing. Luckily, because it's a lot of work pulling all those nails out of the rafters. But this horse shed has been here roughly 70-ish years. There's not really a time stamp of when my granddad added this horse shed onto this barn. We believe this barn was put here in 1952, and this horse shed was added roughly at the same time that the house that I live in now, me and my wife, was built in 1958. So this was probably put in about the same time, and the reason that we know that is this wood that's in this barn here in these stalls is the same wood that was used in some of my house on the inside in the patio area. So I'm assuming all this was done right then at the same time they did my house. So a lot of old wood here, a lot of old nails. It's all original. There's not been a lot of updated work on this barn other than these front metal pins here and just stuff here and there. Really excited to be able to document this, not just for everyone, all the viewers, but for myself and my family to be able to get to see this and cherish this moment. There's been a lot of memories made in this barn through, with my whole family, aunts, uncles, cousins, everyone shares a little bit of this piece of this barn. There's been a lot of activities go on throughout the years in this barn right here where we're standing. So hate to see it go. It is time for it to go. It's needed updated for a while, and we can't update the Quonset barn until this is out of the way. So we have plans and hope to someday to come back and put all this back in as an original form as we can, but up to 2025 modernization. Hope you all have enjoyed it. Appreciate it a lot. If you made it this far and you like the video, hit that like button. If you're looking to subscribe, you can click the Wild West Farmer logo right here in the corner of the screen, and that'll actually is the subscribe button. You can click that and it'll get you subscribed. Appreciate y'all watching. I'll see you next time. Thanks.